Hi there. I don't know if I'm live or not. I think I am, so we'll give it a try. This is Bill, and I made up a couple of new guidelines for my Sunday sermons, and that is if there's a monsoon out or if it's 20 below zero, I can stay inside and do my sermon. So I feel like Stuart Smalley coming to you today saying, I am special, I am good enough, and doggone it, people like me. And if you're old enough to remember Stuart Smalley, let me know. Share it in a comment. I'd love to hear. But it's that last part of the statement maybe that applies to this third part of the story. And that is, we live in a world where we think what we do can take people's love away from us, and often that's our experience, isn't it? And the other is also true. We feel like if we're good enough, we can earn people's love and acceptance as well. So if we're good, we'll be loved. If we're bad, we won't be loved. But I'm struck today in this story by the Father and the dishonor that he experiences and the dignity as well, or the undignified love that the Father shows. So when the younger son goes off to the far country, he basically says to his dad, I wish you were dead. Give me the inheritance, I'll take it all now. And that was such an insult to the father in that culture. And to add, on top of that, he goes to the far country and wild living. And the older son accuses him of spending his money on prostitutes and things like that. And that would have brought dishonor on the father as well. And then he finally comes back, and instead of punishing him, the father embraces him. But there's an amazing truth in this story. The father runs to him. And of course the father was wearing a robe and hiking up his robe in order to run after the son, to embrace him, to start kissing him, showing these wonderful qualities of both father and mother, that tender, passionate love, and losing his honor in all of it because fathers back in that day just didn't do that. And then with the older son, the father is dishonored also by him because the older son should have been the head of ceremonies for the party that was being thrown for the younger son. So he's dishonoring his father and not coming to the party. But the father goes out and gives him a personal invitation to the party. So the father is dishonored by his sons, but the father shows such undignified love, and it is a beautiful picture of God's love for us. Undignified love is a holy love. Holiness is kind of undignified. God loves us in our humanness, in our brokenness, in our weakness, and it's the Christmas message, isn't it, about incarnation? God's love isn't afraid to be undignified, to come and be born, to go through birth, to come to earth, to live in and experience the messiness of life, to demonstrate and show this wild, passionate, deep love of God. So maybe as we end here, return to love. There's only one thing that can take away God's love, and that's our perception of our goodness or badness that takes it away. But the reality is God loves us, and God's love simply is yours. And it also says something about change, I think. We've been taught that if we change, then God will love us. In fact, God loves us so we can change. What empowers us to change even makes us desire to change, that engine of change is the experience of being loved. So may you return to love this Christmas. When you fear, turn to love. The whole journey of our spiritual life is moving from fear to love. When you fear, let that be a signal to simply return to the love of God. And maybe there's someone in your life also that you're trying to change them, or whatever it may be. Maybe you lavish on them the grace and love of God this Christmas as well. And through that, they somehow change. So the invitation, return to love this Christmas. Return to love. So thanks for joining me by the fireside. And until next time, may you live all the days of your life.